Hello ratbags, it's Jade. Welcome to another survival show. 2 a week lately. You are so goddamn lucky. What we've got going on today, we've got a load of stuff about some new games and progress of survival games, how they're going, how they've been updating, and whether or not some revisits are in order for some forgotten ones. Plus the latest on new games that you can try, whether they're open demos or brand new games offering paid beta access, as well as the biggest updates for some of the biggest games, and including a look at the future with ARK 2. Some assets are found from the trailer revealed recently, and it does look like it could be pretty interesting where the sequel goes. So for all that and much more, please leave a like. It helps me do these videos. Go and watch the last one I put out only a few days ago, packed filled with information that somehow missed the mark. I don't normally grumble, but yeah, it's way didn't get served like it normally gets served to you guys. So I'm hoping you guys did get it in your notifications. And let's go anyhow with the survival show. One of the most bonkers survival games you're ever likely to play, Eternal Cylinder, is finally releasing. This game has been about here or there in either demos this last year, and it was meant to have come out, I do believe, early last year, maybe even the year before, or maybe that was when it was announced. Honest to God, I can't remember, it's been so long. But it's finally arriving on September the 30th. You're going to be taking these crazy little alien creatures and surviving against all of these monsters. You'll be able to transform yourself, gain new abilities, and get even more aliens to follow you as you solve puzzles in the environment to escape a giant massive rolling pin. Yep, that's how crazy this game is. If you haven't seen it, I've included it a bunch of times on list videos upcoming, so go and check out some of the stuff. I even get a chance to play the demo when they had it available for everyone a few months ago, so go and check out that video. I might even leave the link in the comment section. One of the most unusual, but definitely something I want to try, a full survival game as well. You are going to need water, food, and you have to be careful temperature and stuff like that as well, I do believe. So interesting take on survival genre like nothing you've ever seen. It's going to be available on Xbox, PlayStation, and obviously PC on the Epic Games Store. It's cheap as chips as well, it's only like 23 quid, something like that. So yeah, try something new if you're looking for a survival challenge. The Icarus beta is live. In fact, it went live a bit earlier. They launched it a full day early, probably to try and compete with New World. There is some crossover between MMO fans and survival fans, and whether or not it's the players, it's probably the attention of the press and the media and content creators too. So probably a good idea to do so. I am pretty sad though. I tried it for 2.5 hours this morning and I hated pretty much every minute of it. There's some great ideas in Icarus so far, and it is only beta, so they've got lots of room to improve and take feedback, but for sure it's pretty punishing for single solo players. The game is meant to be a co-op game, but if you are going to offer solo play, you definitely need to offer some way to balance it. At the moment, you lose all your items when you die. You can't go back to your body and pick up a bag. You get punished by an XP drain when you die, and you also have negative status effects if you get killed by certain creatures. Even when you respawn, you still have them. So yeah, it's gone from being maybe slightly boring last weekend and needing more variety of stuff to do or face, to this week having high level creatures absolutely one-shot you and just not very fun at all. I hope things change. I'm going to give it another go, you ratbags, hopefully on Saturday night, streaming it, giving it a shot, and hopefully, yeah, things will get a bit better when we actually play with some of you guys. The servers will be up until Sunday in the evening time in America and the early hours of the morning, Monday morning, for anyone in UK and Europe. One good thing is that you can go ahead and buy the game. You'll get access to the beta straight away, and then you can go and try the betas every 2 weeks until the game releases, supposedly around the 20th of November. But if you're not really a fan of it, you can go ahead and cancel, get a refund, and it will give you a refund. The devs at least really want you to try the game first and see if it's for you. I will have a video giving my final impressions after I've played it with some ratbags, so expect to see that on Sunday. There's betas everywhere. New World has got an open one that everyone can go and download and try for themselves. Just simply go to the New World Steam page, and even if you've not bought it, pre-ordered it or whatever, you will be able to try the new beta out. Just click request access and away you go in Eternum. Obviously, with the huge MMO coming out at the end of the month on the 28th of September, this will be the one and only chance for you guys to try it out and see if it's the game for you. It's obviously already had quite a bit of positive press. A lot of you guys are still saying that some of the stuff looks a bit dated, but majority of people are looking forward to trying something brand new and fresh, as they're sick and tired of playing maybe the same old MMOs. It only runs for 3 days, so good luck if you're going to be downloading it, giving it a shot. And if you want to see someone creating lots of content on it, hopefully over the next few weeks, give Kaya on Fire a good shout. A veteran of the Conan Exile scene, She's been doing a bunch of videos previewing and detailing it, so if you need any more info about New World, go and check her channel out. I probably will jump in when the full game releases at the end of the month, but simply put, there's just too much going on right now for me to give it a full try this weekend. Fallout 76 is embarking on the biggest con I think I've seen in gaming, allowing you to turn on creative mode as long as you pay the membership every single month. Yep, Fallout Worlds update is now live for everyone across consoles and PC. It's been in their testing stage for a few weeks, maybe even a month now, but it's gone live a couple days ago. They have got custom servers now where you will be able to try out new modes as set by obviously Bethesda, where they're going to be doing all sorts of different things. These new game modes are going to be available for a month and it's obviously free to play. It's part of what Bethesda are offering whenever you log in. And of course they've got their Fallout First membership, which gives you the ability to host your own world. Now I say host, unlike every other survival game going, you can rent a server and leave it running, but in Fallout, when you leave the game, your server shuts down unless someone else also has Fallout First membership. Effectively, it's just transferring the world from one friend to another, something that not a lot of games technically can do, but most survival games still have some sort of online co-op play that you can play together. And that's effectively what this is. It's not a proper rented world. If they could just fix that, I could maybe just about live with their memberships costs to keep this kind of thing running. But what they are really doing is charging you to have settings changed that you take for granted in games like ARK, Conan, and even other games like DayZ are starting to add it on servers that you rent, even on console. I guess general games media don't know enough about renting these types of servers for survival games to realise how much of a con this is, in my opinion. But I do appreciate some of you guys really enjoy the game itself, and yes, it may have improved over the last few years, but let's face it, compare it to any other survival game with the kind of settings and the game modes, and it's still way behind in terms of value. Like, how hard is it? Just add single player. They've also delayed the start of their Season 6 shenanigans as there were some issues, so it looks like it's going to be coming soon. You may have seen World War Z's got a new sequel in the works coming out this holiday. Aftermath allows you to play the game in first person mode, whole bunch of new weapons and characters to use too on 3 new maps. Well, the original World War Z game is making its way to Nintendo Switch. It's going to be coming out on November the 2nd. This was announced a couple of days ago, so if you like killing zombies on the move, then look forward to seeing this in November. No news about the Aftermath sequel. I'm guessing that won't be here for a while. And correct me, is it a full-blown sequel or is it a DLC? I can't really tell the difference. But yeah, at least Nintendo Switch owners will now be able to shoot zombies together. Slightly sad news for Grounded fans, they recently moved to updates every 3 months. They've been working on the game consistently with updates every month, big and small, and we was kind of excited about September being the new month of content. So they made this change a good few months ago, so it's, you know, what we were expecting, and it has now obviously been nearly 3 months since we last had an update. But they've announced that the next update won't be hitting until October now. We don't really know what it contains, other than the devs announced during a stream that it's going to be the biggest one to date and it's going to have a lot of things going for it. And I should hope so. After 4 months of waiting, it looks like it could potentially offer a complete revamp of the haze area, more creatures, as well as new armors, weapons and more crafting options and features hopefully. Now generally they normally always release their updates at the end of the month, but there has been a few occasions where it's been the very start. So yeah, it'll either be the beginning of October or the end, and they do still normally put everything on test servers before it goes live. Even when they've had real big secrets, they've gone ahead and done it for at least a week still. So yeah, any news about it going on test servers, release dates, I'll let you guys know. And it looks like it's going to be in competition with Smalland, which has obviously got its free demo going live in October at some point too. So it's the battle of the tiny survival. Smalland's got another FAQ, and speaking of Smallands, they've got another FAQ this Friday. They've been alternating between showing off the new creatures and answering some of your questions. Someone's asked what the map's going to be like. Is it going to be different instances? Is it going to be different maps that we can join? Of course, Smalland is one big map, no loading between areas. The biomes are quite diverse for different reasons, but make up a bigger sandbox game world for you to play in. It takes a while, but all the areas you've called out are connected. You just have to work out how you're going to get to each one safely. So they've got the typical sort of deserty biomes, forest, maybe a little bit of bog, all that kind of stuff. Someone's asked how the inventory system is going to work. The answer is 3 categories. Your quest and logs, which is all the info about what you're doing and why you create your own narrative. Then there's everything about your character, so info such as the current state of your weapons, armor, health, hunger, temperature, dehydration. Then there's everything crafting related. We have a unified theme, but we also try to distinguish each category at a glance, and each feels intuitive. I showed you guys some actual proper gameplay this week. If you missed that video, you can actually go and check it out on the Merge Games YouTube channel. They've actually put it up from where it was on Twitch. Someone asked how the building system is going to work as well, and they've said it's a bit of everything. So it's kind of got like the ARK building system, but it's got more detail and personalisation. Then they've got camp items that you're going to need for survival that are quick to use, and your overall goal is to build a place for your people in the safety of the trees, which takes longer. But you can also build whatever you like, wherever it is deemed safe, so this all fits in with your goals and progression. They go on to say they don't like elements that hinder progression with no risk and reward. A great example of this is putting a wall down in the wrong place. It disrupts the flow but also costs resources to remove and rebuild. It's not fun. So we have a heavy focus on exploration. Collecting the resources is where the core gameplay lies, and building is more focused on personalisation and progression elements. So if you destroy something you've built, you'll get a full refund of resources. Woo woo! Pretty much it's the same system as VALHEIM, and I think it's proven that players do actually like this. There should be no reason why you suffer just because you've decided to place a wall the wrong way round. So some good answers, getting excited about this. Obviously we only got 3 or 4 weeks hopefully. I don't know if it's going to be at the start of October or the end with their big update or whatever's going on, but we shall have to wait and see. I showed you guys a little bit about Outbreak Island last week or so, and it got another dev blog detailing some stuff you need to know. The game is going to be made with the Unreal Engine 4, and it's going to have a story and a full up survival mode. It's a fully functioning world. It's going to have weather, time of day, and unpredictable encounters. You will arrive on the island to investigate a missing person case, but due to a storm you're cut off from the outside world, so you must survive on the island, solve the case, find a way to escape, or you might end up staying here forever. Apparently they're working on dialogue scripts, so they're going to get professional voice actors in the game too. And yep, just like every other survival game under the sun, you are going to get tired, you're going to get hungry and thirsty, and you could get injured, so you're going to need to make sure you're keeping yourself in tip-top condition. Now, the camera is the interesting part in this game. If you've played Outlast, you'll recognise how important it is. But pretty much with this camera, you can distract infected with the flash. So pretty much these zombie-like creatures. You can also leave the camera somewhere and access it remotely, so you can keep an eye on what's going on in other parts of the map, as well as take pictures of pretty much anything suspicious to get clues. I really like the idea of this one. It's something really different for a survival game. So yeah, I'm going to be more and more showing you guys dev blogs and anything else that comes out about from this game. So a game I showed off donkeys ago now was Xera Survival. Now I kind of felt this was like a battle royale, but it does look like they are making it more and more into a traditional open world survival game. There is now base building added to the game, and yeah, it's been again a good few years since I took a look at this one. So I'm intrigued. They're on like season 4, season 5, something like that, and it does look like they've been just going along, trying to improve their game. It's got a mixed score in the reviews since it came out 2 years ago, and it does look like you have got proper PvP in terms of base raiding as well. And that's big changes. When I first played it, you were taking on just these bots, and it was more or less just like a battle royale as you explore the map to get resources and then get off the map. So it looks like a lot has changed, and probably worth me taking one more look. Let me know if you heard of the game, have you seen anyone else play it, what do you think about it? Don't Starve have added another brand new character to Don't Starve Together, Wanda. It looks like she is going to be a bit of a technological character, as she's a skilled clockmaker according to the info posted on the forums. You'll be able to restore her youth, manipulate her space in time. Okay, that's definitely a lot more quantum physics than I thought. Return fallen survivors to their point in time before death. Definitely more of a team player. If you don't know, they update the game regularly with characters. So yeah, absolutely, I want to do 100 days of Don't Starve challenge very soon. It's definitely in my top 10 list. It's available now for everyone, so go and check it out if you haven't seen it. Maybe in the same form as Don't Starve, Wild Planet is another survival game I've been keeping tabs on for a good year or half now, maybe even longer, as these very indie little tiny team make this game their own. They've been doing the rounds across gaming events over the last 18 to 2 years, months to 2 years, and it does look like it's coming together with their latest prototype gameplay trailer. You can build bases, you can also leave your mark on the planet, that when sometimes you die, other players may come across your ruins. If I got that right. It does look like it's a proper co-op game as well. Expect all the elements you would expect from a sort of top-down survival experience, but definitely something unique. I like the art style, it's a bit different, and definitely want to check this out in the future. No news about release dates or anything. They're probably still looking for actual funding and maybe a publisher to help them get the game in a fully fledged state. But yeah, it looks pretty good to me. I definitely want to check it out. If you're an ARK fan, you may have got a bit excited this week as it was revealed a bunch of stuff or concept stuff from the trailer that was announced for ARK 2 a little while ago has been shown up or found on ArtStation, showing the models, assets and a lot more, all to do with the ARK 2 trailer. Definitely some cool stuff here. If you really love ARK and you're hyped for the sequel, then you sure want to check this out. Obviously, only Xbox and PC players are going to have that benefit as it's not coming to the PlayStation. It's an exclusive window by the looks of things. This is mostly coming from a guy called Victor Tomioka, who's pretty much outsourced to do this explicitly for the trailer. So it doesn't mean necessarily he's working for ARK full time, or we might see most of this stuff in the actual full game. Obviously, the trailer was pretty thematic and cinematic. But what it does give us clues about is possibilities of dual wielding weapons and tools. The daggers being the main source of people's excitement that we might actually have a fully proper functioning combat system in ARK. If there's one game that needs it, it's desperately ARK. It's the most boring combat going. Dual daggers also showing up. Although I have to say this still might just mean they've shown the blade off from different angles. There's no guarantee this means that dual wielding is coming to ARK Survival Evolved, unless you really are going to start dual wielding your bow and arrows. But yeah, it does look good. There's lots of stuff here from that trailer, and if even half this stuff is in the main game, I'll be excited and happy. I did come across also something from Dave Melvin, who is a freelance concept artist. He did 100 of these. Now this was old school before ARK came out. Just look at the different types. These are amazing. Some of them you'll probably recognise. They do look like they pretty much just put them straight into an Explorer note without any more modifications. Basically, I've never realised this was done by one freelancer way back when. I'm pretty sure they moved on to getting a regular full-time artist to come and work for them. But yeah, it's cool to see the history of ARK and where all these creatures came from. So go and check it out, ArtStation. Just type in ARK or ARK 2. Jaws of Extinction is a game that has had a bit of a troubled development. I swear it got announced like 5-6 years ago maybe, and it's taken that long to finally get a release date. It's going to be coming out very soon, and it looks like they are really adding a bunch more to the game. I remember giving it a shot. I wasn't too kind. I didn't think it added anything new to the genre at all. Despite promising so much, it was still very much a demo alpha stage. I do believe they even put it on sale, but they had some problems and they ended up delisting the game while they've worked on it. So it has got a 70% user score at the moment, but that was a good while ago, so maybe it's time to give it another shot, see how things maybe have improved. And I guess it is another survival game to add to the list of ones out there. Apparently it does have horse riding and stuff like that, full immersion, lots of big environments, NPCs, stories and much more. Now the game's not finished despite it being delisted and worked on and calling itself 2.0 revised. It's actually still going to be just entering early access on the 22nd of September. So yeah, maybe don't rush out just yet, wait to see if I do an impressions on it. I'll give you an honest lowdown on whether or not this game has changed in the few years since I last tried it. With the VALHEIM Hearth and Home update hitting next week, and hopefully I'll be showing you guys Deathloop, there may not be as many survival shows next week, but I hope you've enjoyed this week's run of them. Also, do go and leave a little view, check out what I think are the top 25 survival games on consoles. That video is going to be going live as a premiere on Saturday at 7 PM BST times. Hopefully you can join me and give me your opinion about what you think your top 5 survival games are. And thanks a lot, Ratbags. I'll catch you laters.